Hey toy friends, happy Halloween! So in this video, we're going to be talking about Ben Cooper. And if you're like, who is Ben Cooper? I would tell you that Ben Cooper is known for their kids' Halloween costumes, specifically from the 70s and 80s. I feel like that's kind of where they peaked. They've been around since the 30s. Unfortunately, they're no longer around, but they were known for those costumes with the plastic masks with the eye holes cut out and the barely big enough to breathe nose holes. And then the other part of the costume was this vinyl smock that you wore that usually had the same character printed on the smock along with other like designs associated with whatever character you were wearing. If you see them, you recognize it. It's a pop culture thing that you're like, oh, I've seen that. I know that. Even like the older costumes, the devil. There's like a devil costume, a Frankenstein costume. Like those designs are very classic designs, and they've been used everywhere. So if you saw them, you'd be like, oh, I've seen that. And now you know those are Ben Cooper designs. So yeah, they struck a nerve with people. I think their first licensing deal was with Disney, and so they made a bunch of Disney costumes like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, and those took off. And other companies were like, oh, this costume company is really making bank with these costumes. We should get in on it. So that kind of opened the door for other companies to come in and do licensing deals with them. So any kind of like TV show, specifically for me, from like the 80s or 70s, probably had a Ben Cooper costume. So I'll throw up some images of costumes from that era, so you can take a look at what was available. I'm kind of nostalgic for these Ben Cooper costumes, which is really funny because I didn't know the name Ben Cooper until fairly recently. I think as a kid, you're not like looking at like name brands or anything like that. But I definitely remember wearing these types of costumes. This picture right here is me just up as Cookie Monster with my grandmother. Besides like the face mask being super uncomfortable, which, fun fact, if you've ever wondered why they printed, like you're wearing a costume of like Big Bird or whatever, and you have the Big Bird mask, but then Big Bird's printed on the smock that you're wearing. They did that specifically because I think they knew the masks were uncomfortable. So kids would lift the mask up and set it on their head so you wouldn't be able to see the character. So they wanted people to be able to recognize who you were even without the mask. So that's why they printed the design on the smock. I just recently learned this, and I thought that was kind of genius. Because I've always wondered, I was like, why are they printing the design on the smock? And while it's weird. So you're not like really dressed up as the character. You're kind of like an advertisement for the character. But anyway, that's why. Also, I do remember specifically wearing a Superman costume, but I don't have that photo readily available. I know it exists somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But recently, NECA, who is a toy company, started making these Ben Cooper inspired figures, and I feel like I've talked about these before. I've definitely been gifted a couple of these figures as well because I love these. These are basically tiny figures that are dressed up in Ben Cooper Halloween costumes, and they're like fully articulated. They're so cute. So let me show you my very small collection right now. So here we have the vampire one. So this would have been like an early Ben Cooper design. On the back here, you can see the other designs that are available in this line. These are super, super fun. I love these so much. Next up, we have an alien. Same thing. Also, the box designs were different for each. I think they're different for each character. So they're based on the character, which is really cool. And then we have the Superman one. I only got this one because I'm nostalgic for this, because I know I have this. I know I've seen myself in this costume. I think it's adorable. Here are the other ones, but super, super cute. And then my favorite one that I have so far is this Gizmo from the Gremlins. Yeah, so cute. There's a ton more that I don't have that I would love to own. There's a Garfield one. There's a Pee Wee Herman one. I can't think of other ones off the top of my head, but yeah, I would love to own more of these. I think it's such a cute idea, and it's kind of a brilliant idea to kind of hit that nostalgia nerve for people to sell these. So good on you, NECA. I almost forgot that I have a Ben Cooper. I have one of the vinyl smocks for Orko. I totally forgot about this. This is like, I have this hanging on my wall, and at this point, I just look at it as like a piece of art. So I totally forgot that I have this, but this is what one of these looks like. So you can see it's obviously Orko. I don't have the mask. I would love the mask. That's like on my grail list, is to have a Ben Cooper Orko mask. But yeah, you can see like he's printed on the thing, and then it's literally just like a piece of vinyl that's folded over that has a slit cut in the back, and then these ties that kind of hold it onto you. But yeah, there's that's basically it. There's not a ton to it. But yeah, I completely forgot about this. So I'm glad I remembered. So let's head on over to eBay. I'm very curious as to what is available over there. I haven't checked anything, so I don't know what to expect. I know these are very collectible, and I'm going to assume that they're very, very pricey. I mean, I know they're pricey. I've definitely checked in on the Orko mask and been like, wow, that's real expensive. So yeah, let's just head on over there and see what we can find. All right, here we are on eBay. So let me go ahead and type in Ben Cooper costumes and see what comes up. All right, so let's see. We have a Flash, Boogaloo. Oh, here's a vintage one. $30. I wonder if they reproduce these or if they're actual vintage. $30 seems really reasonable for this. It looks older. I wonder if there were repros, but this looks old though. That's interesting. We have a Cabbage Patch Kid one. Cute. We have a Devil one. All right, so these prices don't look super crazy. We've got a Spider-Man for $10, although that's an auction. Star Trek, Star Wars, Disney. It's a Mickey Mouse with gloves. Ooh. So yeah, that's the other thing. Sometimes these don't come. These only have like the smock or the mask. I think having them both is probably key to getting one of these if you want a complete version. So we have another Cabbage Patch, Batman, Star Wars, Red Flintstone, Big Bird, Mork from Mork and Mindy, a Betty Bonnet. We have a Yogi Bear. Here's a Barbie, $29.99. So this looks like it's just the mask, or is the box? Mask box. Interesting. A Shogun Warrior one. There's a classic Frankenstein one. So yeah, I mean, some of these I haven't been looking at all the prices, but like, yeah, the Frankenstein, $170. That's pricey for sure. The Lady Liberty one, $125. Yes, expensive. But for the most part, I think these masks are not too pricey. The other thing is, I don't know how durable these. I mean, my Smog is actually pretty. It's in pretty good shape for being as old as it is. But it's vinyl, so vinyl typically doesn't break down the same way that like a plastic mask. I don't know what the material was that they used for the masks, but so yeah, I don't know how like brittle those are. I feel like those would degrade quicker than the vinyl would, but yeah, there's a ton of like, oh, here's some Care Bear stuff, on puppies. So I would imagine if there was something from like the 70s or 80s that you were like really into, there's probably a Ben Cooper costume out there for you. There's a My Little Pony, a Moonstone mask. I wonder if they did like different characters for My Little Pony. Flintstones, Woody Woodpecker, Tarzan. Let me just see. Let's see what the Barbie selection is like. Oh, this is a dress up. Oh, this is like an accessory pack almost. That's interesting. So here is a Barbie bride costume. There's that same listing. Costume and mask. Barbie and the Rockers. This is interesting. Whatever this is. Yeah, that's a very interesting costume. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, if they're somewhat limited as far as like what they can print, especially for if you want to convey like an outfit, it's got to be all printed like one piece. So some of these look a little silly, but we've got a Superstar Barbie costume. That's cool. Crystal Barbie. I didn't realize they made so many different Barbie ones. A Jewel Secrets one. Western Barbie. A cheerleader costume. Oh no, is this a Ben Cooper? I can't tell if these are Ben Cooper because they're branded Barbie. Like this is like legit like Barbie. So I don't know if these are Ben Cooper or not, or if it's just a mislabeling. Let's see, another Western one. Some more costumes. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this was like oh no, Ben Cooper's on the box. Okay, so it is Ben Cooper. His name is on the box on the bottom right. So it's technically a Ben Cooper. So that's cool. What else? It's a lot of like dress up packs, feather boa, a Skipper. Interesting. They did Skipper. Then we have some random ones. Yeah. So let's see what let's see what the She-Ra collection is like. Ooh, we can get a box. A She-Ra Ben Cooper box for $22. Here's a She-Ra costume. Okay. So, oh, they did a Golden Girl costume. That's crazy that they did a Golden Girl one. So Golden Girl is a clone of She-Ra, basically. So that's fascinating. Oh, here's some He-Man stuff. So we have Beastman, Skeletor. There's the Orko costume. I did not pay $100 for that. I know that for sure. There's a Merman. Any more She-Ra? There's a She-Ra outfit costume. Yeah. All right. Let's do one more search. Let's look for Orko. Let's see what the Orko situation is like. It's a magnet. I got excited there for a second. $7.99. I was like, what? But it's just a magnet. Yeah. So that's it. There's no Orko The only Orko mask is in this listing, and that's with the smock, and that's $80. So, yeah, there isn't even an Orko mask on eBay that I can see. Let me see if if I add mask on there. No. Let's try Orko mask. See if that brings anything. Okay, so here's one. So $800. 800. That is insane. Why would you pay $800 when you can get a mask and an outfit for $80? I don't get it. So weird. But yeah, not a ton of options when it comes to eBay with Orko. So this is why I don't have an Orko mask. I mean, I guess I could drop the $80 and get another smock, I guess. I don't know. So thanks for joining me for this walk down memory lane, I guess, or getting nostalgic for Halloween costumes. I don't know. There's something about these costumes that are super, super charming and definitely bring me back to being a kid of the 80s. Whenever I see these, I'm like, oh, that's 80s. For me, that's 80s. But I really enjoyed going down this road. So let me know in the comments below if you had any of these costumes, if you wore any of these costumes as a kid. I would love to see pictures of your costumes if you have any. If you want to send them to me, go ahead and send them to me on my Instagram account. It's the THEE_junk drawer. And you can just DM me. That would be amazing. I would love to see your costumes, either your Ben Cooper costumes, or I guess if you want to send me your Halloween costumes, that's fine too. But anyway, speaking of Halloween, have a very safe and happy Halloween. If you're watching this before you happen to go out, or if you're going out, if not, whatever. I hope that if you're watching this afterwards, I hope you had an amazing time. I hope you ate lots and lots of candy and scared some little kids. That's all I want. That's all I want in this world. But anyway, yeah. So thank you as always for watching. I truly, 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 truly appreciate it. If you haven't already, please remember to subscribe. And I hope you're having a lovely whenever you're watching this, and I will catch you next time.